Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you feeling? How you feeling? Good morning. Yes, we're feeling great. Parole in place is on. Parole in place for spouses of U.S. citizens is on. We want to do a case assessment right away. Case assessment right away. Parole in place for spouses of U.S. citizens is on. Let's see. Yeah, parole in place for spouses of U.S. citizens is on. Right away, we are filing cases left and right. Hello, good morning, Iqbal. How are you? How are you feeling? How's your motion going? Did you get any response yet? Yeah, I have motions pending too. Not in Chicago at least, but in Connecticut. Yeah, the Hartford office, Boston. Yeah, it's just like I don't know what they're doing. They're not responding. At some point, we're just gonna have to go there. Parole in place for spouses of U.S. citizens. We are doing a case assessment today. So if anybody's qualified. Hello, Ola Kule Jempeji, how are you? If anybody is qualified, they can just ask the question right here when we are live to answer them. Otherwise, when you call, you have to pay for consultation. That's just how it goes. But when we're here, we're taking those questions. You can, ask your questions so we can answer them. Parole in place for spouses of U.S. citizens is on. We're going to talk about it. So let's start with a case assessment. The first question you ask yourself, how long have you been in the United States? How long? Okay. What is your date of entry? You give your date and then you ask yourself, what is the method of entry? If you enter in the United States with a visa, then you are not qualified for this parole in place. That's just period. Okay? If you enter the United States with a visa, you are not qualified for this process. You have to go through a different process for adjusting status. This one, if you have a visa on your passport, you are not qualified. But let me answer this question because we had a lot of those questions. This is a question that was asked several times by different people. What if I came with somebody else's passport? The question becomes, were you inspected at the port of entry? So if you came with somebody else's passport, you were inspected at the port of entry, that's it becomes a matter of proving whether you were inspected or not. And the easiest way to know this is this, right? If you file for something, if you filed for something with USCIS and then you find yourself in removal proceedings, what you're going to do is you go to your file and look at your notice to appear. Notice to appear will exactly tell you if you were inspected or not inspected. it's going to tell you if you enter illegally. That's proof enough. For some people, it's on the notice to appear, it's going to show that you were inspected, or you are an arriving alien, which means you were paroled already. If you are an arriving alien, it means you were paroled. This process does not apply to you. If you are inspected and admitted, this process does not apply to you. So you have to be illegal entry without inspection. Okay, you can double check your notice to appear and you will know for sure. So the second question is, since your initial entry, did you left and then came back again? If so, what are the dates? Because we have to go with the 10 last years. But then you might not be eligible because of the permanent bar. Because remember, the person who left, they were ordered removed before, and then they came back illegally. They are permanently barred from adjusting status, right? They have to seek permission and file the form 212 to seek permission to apply if they want to adjust status. That's how it's going to go. So are you going to be eligible? Likely not. Can you try? Well, it's worth trying if you have the money to try, or you can try on your own because of the permanent bar. So, and the permanent bar, if somebody's outside the way it play out, you wait for 10 years outside of the country, and then basically the bar is for 20 years, right? It's actually called permanent bar because you can't just re-enter. But if you have a way to get a waiver granted, the criteria or eligibility requirements are as follow. You have to wait 10 years first, then seek permission to re-enter by filing the form 212. Okay, file the form 212 to seek permission to re-enter. If you get approved, then you can, they can waive that. But the answer will be likely not. But can you try? Up to you. Are you legally married to a U.S. citizen as of June 17? If you are not married to a U.S. citizen as of June 17, 2024, just don't do it. Waste of money. Do you have biological children without immigration status who will be considered as stepchildren to your U.S. spouse? How do you know the child is a stepchild? As if the marriage occurred before the stepchild turned 18, or the stepchild was 18, and then furthermore, the child has to be under the age of 21 and married by the time you're filing this parole. Okay. So then you have to also be a stepchild of the U.S. citizen spouse as of June 17, 2024. That's the cutoff date. Another question would be, have you been arrested, charged with any crime? If you've been charged with crime, you have to say what type of crime, was the case expunged, pardoned, dismissed, whatever. You have to describe it. So now it's going to depend whether or not those type of crime are waivable. Or are they going to be a threat to national security? If the answer is yes, then probably not qualified. If the crime is waivable, you can try. What else? So do you have anything else that the government will consider as dangerous? Terrorist activities? That's just not gonna pass. Are you in removal proceedings? If you're in removal proceedings, again, you just file the form I-131F first. Once you get approved, then you can go back to try to ask ICE to join motion to reopen and terminate removal proceedings, right? So the old way. Have you ever been interviewed by an asylum officer about a request to seek humanitarian protection in the U.S.? If yes, did you get parole before? If you've been paroled before, it doesn't apply to you. Okay. Filing fees $580. Online only at this point. Have you ever filed for any immigration benefit before? That's gonna help with continuous presence. And then you submit documents, right? And the way you want to show continuous physical presence is by submitting documents for the past 10 years, at least each year. If you have a lease agreement for the past 10 years, you can submit it, but you really want something that is government proof. Like I would go with those type of, if you have work permit for the past 10 years, you can show all those work permit for the past 10 years. If you have filed something with USCIS, those notices, tax returns, tax transcripts. I'll go more with federal stuff, government stuff, just for more credibilities. What else? Okay. If you were filing for a stepchild, then you have to show the marriage certificate that will show that this person was married when the how do you say it? The birth certificate first to show that it's your child, right? Then the marriage certificate to show that the marriage in question happened prior to the child turning 18, right? So something around those lines. What else? Yeah, let me take questions first. Questions. Let's start here with questions. Okay. Let me see. I'm very fine. Thank you for asking. My I-485 pending after my motion terminate removal. I call and reach out to USA, but no improvement. Yeah, just keep doing it. If it hasn't been 180 days, really, there's nothing you can do as far as even a lawsuit is not going to work. So since I've been talking to you, I don't think that it's been 6 months. Yeah, just wait. You get there. It takes some time. Hi. How are you? So we want to take questions. If anybody has a question, we want to take questions for this parole in place. We want to take questions. Okay, we want to take questions so that we can try to help people with this application. If anybody has a question about parole in place, we want to take it. If not, if somebody has a question, we want to take questions, okay? Yeah, it's only been 4 months since termination. Yeah, just wait, because really there's nothing you can do. The lawsuit will not work either because it hasn't even been 180 days. So just work with your congressman, work with USCIS. They have a lot of cases. Eventually you're gonna get there. Cases take too long. Yeah, so okay, let's see this question. Okay, so I wanted to talk about I wanted to talk about the dreamers after talking about parole in place. Okay, I want to talk about the dreamer. and I want to explain a little bit what's going on with this waiver and how it's going to play out when it comes to a waiver. Okay, give me just one moment. I want to pull some information up so I can talk about it. By the way, if you have a question, anything related to immigration, as far as immigration is concerned, just put it in the comment. We can answer those questions. Meanwhile, I'm trying to pull some information up so we can talk about Dreamer. You know, this week we are going to focus on parole in place because we want to take those applications. And if something else comes up as far as USCIS news is concerned, then we'll talk about it. But what we have going right now, it's basically just parole in place in terms of major news. Yeah, if you qualify, really, this is the time. Don't miss it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. So, in order to benefit from this section of the law, immigration law, section 212 D3 waiver, what you have to do basically is you have to first of all have a employment visa going on for you. Let's say you have a sponsor, an employer that is sponsoring you for a work type of visa, okay, and you want to go outside of the country to get the visa, because that's the only way. You cannot adjust status based on unlawful presence and all that. Even though DACA applicants do not accrue unlawful presence, however, they cannot technically waive it when it comes to employment base in terms of adjusting status in the United States. I've explained that a lot. I don't want to get into the details of it, but in short, really, most of them, they can adjust status based on employment. They just have to go outside to get their visa. What USCIS is recommending at this point is what? They are recommending, first of all, you have to have parole as a protection, advanced parole. You know, the form I-131 advanced parole, you file it, and you can expedite it if you already have an interview schedule. Let's say you have an interview schedule in 3 weeks or in a month. Get advanced parole before you leave, just in case the visa doesn't get granted. You can come back. Okay, how do you get advanced parole expedite? You ask for info pass. Okay, you ask for info pass, and you get an appointment with USCIS at their field office where you are located, and show them your interview letter, and make a case that it's urgent, they have to grant you parole. Then they will grant it. That's what USCIS says, right? They will grant it so you can go out. And once you go out, so basically the way 212 D3 waiver works is that the consulate has to recommend a waiver. And if the consulate does not recommend a waiver, you can ask them. Then they can recommend a waiver. Then they'll send the application to the other office that's handling it. And then once the waiver is granted, then the work visa also will be granted. But you can try to expedite that D3 waiver because of public interest, because you have a job and you have to work for the benefit of this government, okay? Because it's taking too long, but you can expedite it, okay? So that's in short, in summary. But if you need help with us working with you for your case, then you can schedule a consultation. Consultation link is in the description box, so we can help you with the procedure, okay? Good morning. Yes, I just saw your email, so I'll do it after I'm done with this live session. Yeah, I just saw the email. I'll do it. Don't worry. What else is going on? Yeah. So Tech, did you get it? So, what is? Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Basically, it's the Department of State, the consulate that will recommend a waiver. And once they recommend a waiver, you apply. The application will be sent to another office, and they will process the application. So the question becomes why that office take too long. But USCIS is directing the office to not take too long, and you can expedite your case. So that's what's going on with those D3 waivers. Um, Even if an overstay visa, yes, that's what they're saying, right? You overstay the visa, that's why you need a waiver, basically, to waive that overstay of visa. But the thing is, what USCIS is recommending is that you have to get your parole before you leave, advance parole, because if you are a DACA applicant, you have a valid DACA. You have to have, first of all, valid DACA, like your DACA is valid. Then you ask for advance parole once you have your interview already scheduled, okay? You ask for advance parole, and once you go there to get the interview, the consulate will recommend a waiver because of overstay the visa. And then once they recommend the waiver, you can also expedite that waiver. So that's what they're saying. That's in theory, right? But the good news is, if you have a parole, if the visa doesn't work, you can still come back because you have advance parole. That's why they ask you to get advance parole. Don't be traveling outside without advance parole. That's not, yeah, that's not a good way to go. Okay. So, yeah. So that's what they're saying. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. So let me see something else here. Yeah, Tesh, if you need help with us, schedule a consultation, okay, so we can try to work your case out. Okay, so what else? Yeah, I'm just want to take questions. If you have questions at this point, just put it in the comments so we can answer those questions. Um, you're welcome. You're welcome. So at this point, I'm just taking questions, okay? If you have a question, just put it in the comment. So that's the major news we have. That's pretty much, that's the only thing people are talking about, this pothole. And we are happy that a lot of people can actually adjust status. That's really like God helping, you know, because we've been waiting for this reform. It's not coming, it's not coming. Now at least we have parole for certain people. 500,000 people, that's a lot, including children. That's a lot. So yeah, and on the 19th we already took some applications. Yeah, people were just in a rush, like we need to get our parole, so that's why we had to take those applications. Yeah, if you have a question, put it in the comment, because we are here to answer questions. After this, I'm gonna go on TikTok. So I guess my Facebook page, because I don't have a lot of subscribers, not allowing me to do live session. I just have to copy this and put it there. But guess what? After so yeah, another thing is you can be eligible for PIP even if your U.S. citizen spouse is deceased, what is dead. Okay, your spouse is dead, you can still be eligible, provided that the marriage occur before June 17, 2024, and the applicant has not remarried. You did not get married again after the death of your spouse. Yeah, if you got married again, then they don't really care, because you know your new husband can file, or your new wife can file for you. But if you didn't get married after your spouse passed away, you can still be eligible, okay, provided that the marriage occurred before June 17, 2024, or on June 17, 2024, either before or on that specific date. Okay. Yeah, we have people who lost their spouses, widow. We have uh, stepchildren as well included. So what is the eligibility for stepchildren? Stepchildren may apply separately from their non-citizen parent, must be present in the United States without admission or parole. You see, without admission or parole. If you have never been admitted or parole, so you are eligible. If you came with somebody else's passport, what I suggest is you have to check on your notice to appear what it says. If it says you are not admitted, you are not paroled, then you are eligible, okay, because you came illegally. What else? Yeah, so must be in the United States without admission or parole, have a qualifying stepchild relationship with a U.S. parent as defined by immigration law. As of June 17, 2024, stepchildren must be unmarried and under the age of 21 as of June 17, 2024. But what is a qualifying relationship is basically when your parents got married when you were under the age of 18, right? The child of non-citizen parent, U.S. citizen step parent, need to have been married before the child's 18th birthday. Like your birthday is on the 17th, or let's say that your birthday is on the 18th, and then your parent got married. Your 18th birthday is on the 18th, and your parent got married on the 17th. That's good. But if they got married on the same date that's your birthday, then you're no longer a stepchild because you already turned 18. You see? So that's how it works. Stepchildren. The good news is the stepchildren are not subject to the 10-year presence requirement. However, they must have been present as of June 17, 2024 and demonstrates continuous physical presence from that date until the date of filing. You see, the children, they have a good, this is really good for stepchildren. The children, they don't have to meet the requirement of 10 years physical presence. Okay, as long as they've been here as of June 17, 2024, they're good. So it looks like even the mom cannot be qualified, but the child can be qualified. Let's say, for example, you get married to a U.S. citizen. Okay, we're just giving an example, right? Let's say somebody gets married to a U.S. citizen. Okay, and that person didn't meet the 10 years requirement because maybe they've been here only for 9 years, but they got married before June 17, 2024. Or on June 17, 2024, and by the time they got married, the child was under the age of 18. So the mother does not qualify because she didn't meet the 10 years requirement, but the child qualifies. Okay, that's really strange. The child's gonna have their green card, but the mom is not gonna have it. Interesting. Wow, this is really interesting. You know, so if you have your children, you're not qualified, don't make your child suffer. Get your child's qualification, okay? So individuals who are currently in removal proceedings, we've said it before, they can apply if they qualify for parole in place. However, once parole is granted, the person will need to take steps to have the removal proceeding recalendar, terminate or dismiss in order to apply for adjustment of status. Okay, so it's just a question of who has the jurisdiction, right? So if you're under EOR jurisdiction, which means immigration court, then unfortunately, once parole gets granted, you still have to go back and ask the ICE to terminate your removal proceeding, and they can exercise discretion. And another thing about this parole, you have to make a statement as far as why you believe that you qualify, why you merit favorable discretion, why USCIS has to exercise the favorable discretion on your behalf. You have to come up with a statement. Okay, so you can't just fill out the form without a statement. Yeah, you have to give them a reason why, because it's discretionary, right? Why they have to choose you instead of the other person. So you have to make a case for it, a compelling case. Okay, so that's why we're here taking questions, guiding you, taking questions, guiding you, so that Yeah, so that's what is going on. Anybody else has a question? If you don't have a question, we can stop here, so I can answer my clients' questions. Then we can come back another day, okay? But this is, you can always watch this video later on, because this is, oh God, this is great news. Um, yeah, so okay, this is it. So this is it for today. Please share this video. We can't advertise for it on YouTube because it's under politics, so it's not going. So I'm relying on you to share this video. Okay, share, subscribe if you haven't done so. If you have questions, we might come back again. If there's another news, we might come back again. But right now, I want to go to TikTok. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.